the relationships, the higher demand for relationship standards. Nigga, do your job. That's like your job saying.
Hey, can I say this about the communication part though?
What's up, Pimp?
Communication goes both ways, right? So you have to be a good speaker, but you also have to be a good listener. So how does that play into where, like in that article, you say women are good communicators? How many women are good listeners too?
Oh, good question.
Good listeners or active listeners?
Okay.
Question mark.
Okay.
I don't know. I've seen it always from the human sides. I've seen it from both sides. Horrible listeners, judging, great listeners, great active listeners. I know I spend too much time on Twitter, so you tend to see the worst in humanity. The latest trend is that anything that a man does that's not either slapping a woman or grilling is gay. So if you communicating, you gay. If you're talking, you gay. If you got a twisty straw in your drink, you gay. If you ain't drinking just straight malt liquor, you a gay. And that's to overemphasize the point that sometimes, and that will go with you having to get a better partner if you're a man, if you're being called soft or your manhood's being questioned because you are communicating your feelings in an effective way or what you feel is an effective way. So once again, this becomes to everybody ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I just hate when we draw that line where men are shitty communicators and when women are great communicators. Because I'm not saying that's what you were saying at all, Kim. No, I'm not saying that's what you were saying at all. But I know society sets it up that way. Yeah.
I mean, I think
it was just a question. I'm sorry, Kim. I didn't mean to cut you off. It was just a question for me because when I've been told that in my life, and I've heard that, and I'm sure other people have heard that, male or female, or maybe they haven't. But I'm saying for people who've heard that before, my question is, at what part in communication does listening become just as important as what someone has to verbalize?
It's actually more important to be able to ingest what it is that someone else is saying and hear it from a non-judgmental space. Yes. That's so super hard to do because most people, come with their own stuff. When people are not in healthy spaces, they're actually on the defense, so they're preparing themselves for a blow anytime you say something, right? Yep. But if you can be present and not judgmental, then you can hear things in a very open and active way. That takes active listening is such a hard skill set to learn and to know and to be fully present and open with someone is super hard. And yet it's not an all or nothing. I think the article brings up for me, because I dropped it in another group chat with some of the single homies and myself. We were talking about some of the struggles that we have dating certain types of men and how we won't date. I'm being pursued by a 27-year-old right now, and I'm really struggling with that because I'm like, yo, he's not going to have any communication skills. He's not going to have this. He actually communicates very, very, very well and a very good active listener, but he's done a lot of work because he had an extremely traumatic background. So it just really depends on just, it's not an age range. It's really just being present with a person. So I don't know. I found the article to be kind of interesting, but the skills deficits part was hilarious.
I like how you called out your own bias. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be very transparent in regards to I have that struggle because it's just hard.
We all have our own. I mean, I know people try to say they don't, but we all have our own biases. It just depends on what topic or situation the person's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
To listen has to be to be a listener. It's just hard because it takes self-sacrifice. You can't listen to, like she said, you can't listen to respond. You have to listen to understand and then respond. Right. And I think it's a very hard skill for a lot of people to pick up on.
I know it's hard. That's one of the ones that's really hard for me because, in my military life, you're being asked a question. and there's no like Sergeant Winston, blah 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 blah. Take a moment to think on it. It's like, no, nigga, I need an answer now. Why are you talking with your hands? Put your hands behind your back. Answer the question. So it's taken a long time, and I still find myself doing that as the person's talking. I may already have the answer, but I need to just listen anyway. Because when they finish him, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that took a turn. I didn't see those last two words being put in there. So
Right.
I think a lot of times it's driven by our professional lives. For me, it was the military, that you might be in a high-tempo environment where you have to provide answers all the time on the fly. And sometimes a lot of times that's just not good for your personal life and interpersonal communication with people that you care deeply for and want to understand and come to you. They don't want some motherfucker like, no, I don't need an answer. I just need to talk to you. I don't need you to talk back to me. I need you to listen to me. Yeah, so, yeah, I agree. Good shit. I ain't know. Look at you, Kim. Come with these articles.
I try.
Oh, man, but a better listener, he got something to say.
Well, it's me, yours truly. Well,
I gotta hear that opening. My bad.
Yes, sir.
hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well, finally, the NFL is going to put this Deshaun Watson situation behind us. It looks like his fine is 11 games and $5 million, even though, even with his legal costs and the money that he spent settling with, I think, 23 of the girls, he can definitely afford it. My opinion is they should have gone with the federal judge who they brought in to make this decision, even though I'm not bothered by this 11 games. He missed 17 games last year, and I know that hurt. Any great football player loves to play the game. As far as the girls are concerned, I always felt that some of them probably had legitimate reasons to take him to court, and I felt some of the girls probably jumped aboard when they saw there was a chance to make money. I will say this, though. I never understood why a guy would need so many different masseuses. I heard one time he probably used up to 60 or so masseuses. I had a girlfriend once who used to have a masseuse once a week. A girl would come over with her table and give her a massage. I had a friend I played tennis with who every Saturday or Sunday night.
Is that girlfriend still alive?
Wait a minute.
We're talking about.
Hey, nigga, hold on. I figured it out, bro.
What?
This nigga is the Black Dexter. He is the black version of Dexter, dog.
Hey, I'm gonna let him finish though. Hold up.
Would have his masseuse come over, and it was always the same masseuse. I myself, in my life, probably have had 3 different masseuses, maybe 4, but 2 of them were associated with the Buffalo Bills, and one of them was a guy, and it really surprised me to hear that some of these masseuses were unlicensed massage therapists. Now, when I was a kid growing up, we had a different name for that. In any event, it's hopefully behind us now. I hope Jacoby Brissett can keep them competitive until he comes in week 12. And I also hope that the Browns added an addendum to his contract. Only male masseuses.
What that's about, first we talked about it. He got 6 games. Goodell looked at that shit. They gave him 11 and fined him $5 million. That, to people who don't understand his contract, that $5 million is less than 2% of his signing bonus.
Yep. Right. He ain't losing no money.
Not a drop.
He got a $240 million signing bonus. He got $1 million for this year for playing because they figured that he would get fined. He would have to sit this year. After that, how many years? It's $45 million a year. But what's the years on that? You remember, AC?
I don't remember it. On his contract?
Yeah, because it's $240 signing bonus. He got $1 million his first year, and it's like $43 to $45 million.
Like 4 years.
For 4 years. So if he gets all that money, it ain't even a fucking percentage.
Nope. Yeah. That's like you and me giving up $200.
Yes.
Shit.
It ain't even a percentage. Once you get into his full contract, less than 1%.
Damn.
And then when they say he missed.
So he's.
Go ahead.
The only thing he's really losing is playing time.
He's in playing time, but he's also he. If you ask me, and a lot of sports heads agree with it too. Of course, he ain't fighting this. He accepted because he want to get out the way. And you take this fine in a year when you only getting $1 million. Because who's to say he fights it, and it comes down in that year, you're getting $45 million. They go, okay, not only we giving you more games, nigga, you made us fight for this shit, we gonna need more money.
Right.
And I don't know, this is just crazy. I don't know. This whole thing is crazy. Like, the fact that you know the man got a problem, and everyone keeps saying that, and even OJ kind of chuckled. Make sure he only uses male masseuses, or make sure he only uses team-certified masseuses. It's like, so you just blatantly admitting this nigga got a problem.
Yeah. That's the part. Like, I hope during whatever this is, like, bruh needs some help. I still haven't gone into, like, the meat and potatoes of everything that went down, but 60 different masseuses over the course of a year?
I think it's like 2 or 3 years is all came out?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, that's a whole lot of professionals. I mean, this is his body. His body is his tool. I wouldn't want everybody touching my body.
Some of them ain't professionals, as you heard Brother OJ talk about.
They're not licensed.
Yeah, so that was increasing his own personal body count, and I'm not one to I'm not one to, like, sex shame. That's not my thing. But I mean, bruh has a problem. You just letting all these people maneuver your body is your temple. That's your talent. That's how you make your meat, your bread every day. You just don't give a shit. You just letting anybody do anything to you, because we know that they wasn't really working like that.
No, and we were talking about today at work, because they had it on, and Stephen A, the nigga I hate the most. But he brought up a good talking point where it's like they were talking about, well, he ain't apologized, he doesn't seem remorseful. I don't think the nigga think he did anything wrong. I really think it's that thing where it's that thing where you think he might say, he said, I apologize if I hurt anyone, so he may think I was a little inappropriate. He don't think he crossed a line. I don't think he did.
Yeah.
He thinks that.
It seems like he has that mentality. It's like you see that shit played out in movies, but in real life, some of that shit happens where, man, I'm 26, 27 years old. I'm $150 million. I don't. You can't touch me. But I'm considered one of the best 5 players at my position in the entire NFL. You can't tell me nothing right now. And that's the way he's acting and carrying himself.
It's some of that. It's a lot of that too. I think some of it also is, that whole thing of when we talk about educating men and shit about. It ain't just about penetration as far as like sexual assault, sexual violence, rape and whatnot. He's thinking, oh, I ain't raped nobody.
Right.
I think this nigga think that. He think I ain't rape nobody, so I ain't do nothing wrong.
He's like mystical. I can't put a dick in my hand.
No, well, that nigga was raping people.
No, that nigga was raping.
That nigga was.
That's different.
That nigga was not getting inappropriate massages. That nigga was raping, unfortunately. But anyway, man, yeah, we'll see what happens. But we know what's gonna happen, because the NFL ain't slick though. This nigga come back the week they play the Texans.
Right.
The NFL ain't slick. So, and then what's gonna happen is if this nigga is just as good as he was with the Texans, with that receiving core, and they start winning, come next year, all this motherfucking masseuse talk, sexual harassment, sexual assault,
go away.
They're gonna be talking about, is Deshaun Watson one of the best top 5 QBs in the league right now? That's gonna be the talk.
Yeah, just like that Ben Roethlisberger.
Switch your face up, Kim. Just like Big Ben. When he was him and them white girls up in the bathroom, them niggas made that playoff run, and they forgot all about that shit.
I think they really gonna exploit him, because you said that the game that he comes back is like with the Texans or whatever. Oh, they about to make this seem like it's like a Christmas game. They about to have like special
It's gonna be
advertisements.
redemption. They're gonna be like, he ain't been in no trouble. He ain't